The decision here today, Lester.
All right, Maura, thank you very much. Let me go back to Chuck Todd. Chuck, if you're still with us, the question of whether Roe v. Wade was settled law was asked certainly at confirmation hearings for Supreme Court justice nominees. We have been through the controversy over Ginny Thomas, the wife of Justice Thomas, and apparent efforts to support overturning the election. What does all this collectively do to how we perceive the Supreme Court?
Oh, I think the Supreme Court I think there are no more black robes. I think the robes are red and blue. I think that is, we've been watching this happen particularly in an aggressive way over the last 15 years. It's been a concern on the lower courts. You've started to see, we lowered the threshold to just 50 votes in the Senate, which guaranteed you wouldn't get center left or center right. It means you were going to get something a little more hardcore. It's been an aggressive, obviously, political movement on the right, in particular on judges. And if you look at these back-to-back rulings on guns and on abortion, I think it really does I think what's striking about Roe is it's the first time in my lifetime that I can think of where a Supreme Court took away a right. Supreme Court's, I can't think of another court in the last 100 years that has done this. A right that was there taken away. We're used to the Supreme Court granting rights, same-sex marriage, in reinterpreting things. This is a specific right being taken away from slightly more than half the population. So I just think it's going. We don't fully know the consequences yet. That's why we love the phrase unintended consequences. And I think there's going to be a lot of them, short term, medium term, and long term. But the trust in the court and the erosion of that and making it be viewed as an extraordinarily partisan institution. We already have that in the House and the Senate. And I think now, particularly what happened this week, particularly how Donald Trump appointed the Supreme Court, how he went about it, particularly and the whole Scalia thing with McConnell and all that, there really is a lot of people who believe this is a rigged court. This court's makeup isn't, quote, fair and square. It isn't really representative of where the country is and even was. And I think that is only going to add to cynicism. It's only going to add to that. And it is really, look, John Roberts has been concerned about this. He clearly attempted to try to find a middle ground here, and he failed. He was trying to redefine Roe rather than have it overturned, because I think he realized that it would really could roil the country, and it could really undermine the court. One other point I want to put out here, and I'll just let it sort of sit out there like a meatball, Lester. I don't think we can fully ever appreciate the 2016 presidential election is going to turn out to be perhaps the most consequential election in more than 100 years. The fallout from that election, right? Particularly, you look at court decisions. We can go through a whole thing, and I'm going to do a lot of that on Sunday.